Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here back. This is documentary series from Zero to Millionaire, and I'm here on day 464. Again, if you have been watching for a while, I'm utterly sorry for not uploading, but I don't know how to make it out. At this point, it is 11 p.m. that I'm recording this video because of the pressure that 1 hour later, this is going to become tomorrow for you. And I just cannot afford to not record anymore, one more another day, so to speak. I'm sorry for the mess. It's 11 p.m. I want to sleep. My head is aching. But we are here. I have made a little bit of a script. Okay, made a little bit of a script, and I don't think I am going to be holding on. My mind is mess. My mind is chaos. And I'm just gonna start. Ladies and gentlemen, it is December 2025. We have 10 more days left in the month of December. And I have not been waiting for the end of the month of December my entire life this bad. Oh boy, I mean, I want this year to end, not in a sense of that I have failed it or something like that, but I so badly want this months to end, not the year. I'm sorry for the misconception right there, because we are we are getting out of my 9 to 5, and this month of December so happened is the last month when I am working this 9 to 5. I'm sorry if I have probably some of you out there who are still working or only joining their 9 to 5 or something like that. But I have been working since the July 15th. Okay, so July 15th is basically on my birthday was my first ever working day, ladies and gentlemen. My first ever working day, 9 to 5. I mean, it's actually not 9 to 5, it's actually from 6 p.m. It was from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. And then it suddenly turned from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning. And that's why even if I woke up at 12 in the morning today, 12 on a daytime, obviously, my brain is cooked. I want to sleep, and you never have enough energy to do anything. So it's been something like 5 months, 15 days, some people count, but I did not earn money for the months. I actually earned some money, didn't I? Oh, I actually did. I think I did, yeah. $250 or $300, something like that. That is crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so I worked for maybe, let's say 5 months. 5.5 months is crazy. For all in a night shift. And we're finally quitting that job. And I'm sorry, I'm glitching. Bear with me. I am going to explain why I'm quitting, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're trying to do next. So the reason why this thing is happening, the reason why I did not decide to just keep working for that company and keep getting that 500 United States dollars of salary is mix of many factors just coming together. right? I was already hating that company probably by the months of November or the early December. The reason being is that management changed. Okay, so from a person who hired me, the manager, I'm talking about the manager, to a little bit aggressive lady. What happened was that, so this lady unfortunately started cutting our salaries, or at least were threatening us by the fact that she is going to cut our salaries if we're not gonna be at work on time, or if we're not gonna reply, if we're not gonna just be responsible, or whatever the heck it is out there. And the cuts are, I mean, 10% up to 30%, and then you're gonna get fired. And all of a sudden, the reason why people get 9 to 5 is the stability of an income, is the predictability, disappeared. So you never knew what can come to her mind. But we were, I mean, like, we were still working, and I mean, no one really got cut off. Like, I mean, no one really got their salaries cut off. But um, there was this, specifically was the work that I'm doing, which is replying to comments and DMs, were some questions, so to speak. Okay, even you who is watching this video might be thinking, okay, I mean, low quality job, so to speak, but if they're willing to pay, if they're willing to buy your time, so to speak, for this much, and I mean, there shouldn't be much problems, okay? Okay, my mind is cooked. I'm not being able to explain anything, but okay, I have listed some other things right here. Let me just read them out. My health, so 5.5 months working all the night shift from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. It didn't got better. I was trying brute force myself to, work on my own things as well. To go to the gym, to read Quran, and I was failing most of the times. But even the days when I was winning, right, when I was doing all the things which I have planned, I either wasn't sleeping all night, right? I remember those days when I have won the day clearly. These are the days when I haven't had a sleep at all. When I was cooking breakfast to myself at 3 a.m., right? And I just sat there and I just like writing blog posts, like doing stuff which on my own, like, for myself. Okay, my health, even if I like, would have not have my own thing and I would be just this normal 9 to 5 employee, this still doesn't kind of like make a little bit sense, because you are sleeping almost your entire day. You are getting this cut off from like everybody, right? uh, you're not seeing your family members, you are not like eating properly. I started eating like, some days I eat only once a day, but most of the days, like today, for example, today I have eaten only like 2 times. That I have just broken the cycle, right? I don't understand when I'm hungry, and I don't understand when I'm fit. um, and right now my stomach doesn't feels the pain, or it's not aching even if I haven't eaten, because it just get used to the fact that I'm not gonna probably give it a food, and it just it's kind of like when you are fasting, you just get used to it, right? Others quitting. This is the second point. A lot of the older people who were working in that company, who weren't necessarily bad people, again, who weren't necessarily bad people, just had, that's the interesting thing. I mean, those people whom I have been complaining about, that they drink, that they atheists, whatever, they're still left. But the people who are more or less okay, so to speak, uh, all of them have left. So we had two SMMA people, all of them left. We had, I'm leaving as well. So yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, the fact that other people are leaving was probably a very good excuse for my own self to kind of just wake up. I was already hating the fact that I am dying just for this 9 to 5. So imagine your situation as ambitious entrepreneur, right? You want to take over the freaking damn world, etc., etc. And when you get a 9 to 5, you do not get it, because you want to work for somebody else your entire life. I was getting a 9 to 5 with a thought in my mind that I am still going to be able to, or still going to, still gonna manage my time so that I am gonna have the time to self improvement, to read Quran, to do the gym. Yes, I'm going to have less time, right? Maybe I will do less of those things which I used to do before, but I'm still gonna be able to do them, right? And that's the thing which I experienced, if you have been watching my vlogs for a long period of time. If you remember, in September 2024, I got a job in a uh, photo agency. So we were taking photographies and printing them out. Um, I was working from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. in the morning, 1 p.m. in the morning. And I was okay. I mean, like, I can't remember myself not doing my breakfast or not doing my lunch or not, uh, whatever is out there. I mean, I was eating 3 times a day. Yes, I wasn't eating as good because I was making less. I was earning like $150 a month, and here I'm making $500 a month. But again, I would be a girl to complain if I would have worked only 1 month. I'm saying all of those things as a person who have, you know, put it all together, right? I shut up for long enough. Okay, now I can speak finally. It's been 5.5 months. I went through this. I saved up. I probably shit my health. I lost so much of my time. My mind is cooked. It feels like my mind is working maybe like 20% of its capacity, which is it used to be like, I mean, I don't think I have been working on like 100% of my capacity, but something inside of me is telling maybe like at least 80% of its capacity was, I have been using it before landing a job, right? So, I mean, I could think more or less clearly. I could fathom, like, I mean, um, I didn't want it to sleep. I didn't want it to sleep right after I wake up. That's what I know for sure. Like, I mean, right now, when I wake up in the morning, I don't understand whether I had enough sleep or I didn't, because you wake up with a headache as if you were sick, and it's a normal day. Um, Time is the third thing which I wanted to talk about, but I already have said about those things. I hate, with the bottom of my heart, the fact that my life turned into this job, right? This is not okay. And I do clearly understand, and my boss understands it, and my coworkers understand this, and this is not good that everybody understands this thing, because in some sense of this word, I was fooling myself to believe that um, I'm doing something valuable in this company, right? So I mean, like, losing your entire day, losing your entire, like, yourself for a company is already not a good thing, but at least do something meaningful there, right? Something meaningful, something which you can be more or less proud of, right? But all I have been doing, it's replying to comments and answering DMs of the people. And I mean, like, this is there. Okay, the one of the things which I wrote down here is the pressure. This is very physical. Okay, not physical, but mental. A lot of mental pressure. Okay, um, when you understand that you clearly, very, 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 okay, not super, but clearly inside of yourself understand that you are doing something not valuable at all, okay, and you're spending your own entire day for this thing, and you are getting paid a certain amount of money, right? And there is no place to grow, you're not gonna make more money, um, and people disrespect you because you're just nobody. You can be removed and replaced very, very easily. uh, yeah, that's a lot of mental pressure on you out there. um, Anyway, I want to talk about money a little bit because my this is a little bit of a shitty topic to talk about. But I have been promised that the salary is gonna go up to 700 United States dollars, and it didn't. Okay, the average salary in that office with the people that I'm sitting around is $1,000, and I'm making 500. That would be okay for, you know, and I mean, like, these things are kind of like interconnected with each other. I mean, the people don't respect your work. People, do not appreciate your work, and all of a sudden, you know, um, the promise which have been given by the previous manager, all of a sudden, kind of doesn't make sense, right? I mean, they can always replace you. That's why, like, I mean, why would they increase your salary, right? So we talked about almost everything. I believe that there is, I did not have the very deeply rooted aim and goal to quit this company. In fact, I think in October or November of this year, I was indeed thinking about maybe I will work even a half a year or 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, or as long as it takes. Why am I saying those things? Because my college is gonna begin on January 2026. It is December 2025 right now. So next month, my college is going to begin. And I was thinking, I remember thinking about how am I going to ask my manager if she can let me work either online or give me like you know, a little bit time off for my college. This is a very normal, like, procedure I was thinking about, right? But then, um, the reason being is that um, I did not understand. I don't know when I am going to leave the country. I don't know when, um, things are just gonna come together. What I mean by this is, I don't know when I'm going to meet up with my co-founder, and like a lot of the things were unknown. So there was like no reason for me to all of a sudden make another challenge for myself by finding another, by quitting this job and finding another higher paying job or whatever you name it. I did not want to like mess around with all those things, right? I was working there to get the salary and to save up as much as I can. I was already getting paid like higher than the average person in my country. The average salary in Uzbekistan, the country I'm living, is $390 a month. Obviously, in the city I'm living, it's obviously a lot higher than that. But I didn't care it. Like I had the time, and I just wanted to save up money. I didn't really like wanted to get a job as a developer or get a job as a computer scientist or, you know. Um, so I was the kind of person whom, if you give a chance, whom if you very easily can make me stay, so to speak. Um, but obviously that didn't happen, and me quitting this job happened maybe like 30 seconds. On December 14th, 2025, so basically a week ago, I just told my boss that I had a quick thing to talk about. We went out to the lobby because we can't talk about this kind of things in the office. Um, and I just said, I think this month is going to be my last one. She just said, why? And I said, my health. And I said, again, I did not prepared. I was so depressed, and I wanted to quit this place so bad that I didn't honestly care about what she's gonna say, because I knew for a fact that she is not gonna say, okay, I'm gonna raise your salary, is it gonna change your mind? Okay, you can work online, is it gonna change your mind? None of that. I just knew that. that I'm a worthless piece of something sitting out there, and she's not doing anything about me because, she doesn't want to look like a bad manager, changing the old stuff to a new one, right? Um, so the reason why I'm saying all those things is, normally in this kind of impressive and big situations, I prepare a script, at least talk with the chat GPT and, make some kind of mind map. What am I going to say? Because I knew for a fact that she's gonna say why. This is a normal, very normal question to ask, right? And I didn't care. That's the thing. That's the thing which I am even like kind of, you know, uh, surprised by myself. I didn't cared what the results, what am I going to say? Because I knew that, um, I'm gonna quit. You know, so as I have thought, I just came up. I just said this is going to be my last month, okay, and I'm gonna quit. January, I'm not gonna be here already. She just said why, and I said anything which came to my mind. I said my health, and I said that I wanna go and learn coding, okay, and I'm gonna get a job as a developer or something like that. Like, she didn't said anything, almost anything. I mean, she said like, you could have grown here, blah blah blah, but in the end, it kind of feels like just a bossy, like, I mean, jargon, which a normal manager would say. And she completed her sentence was like, if you decided that, then it's okay. I mean, if you decided to do so, then I can't like stop you or whatever. I can't remember the exact wording, but I can't remember if you decided that for sure. So uh, here we are. It's been a week, and I cannot wait. I have four. I'm counting only working days, so I have 4 days here and 2 days here. I think I have 6 days, 6 working business days left. I will have to commit to work, and then the rest, yeah, that's it. I'm going to be answering this damn comments and DMs for the next 6 days only, and then we are done with that, okay? And then we're just gonna, you might be asking as well, like, what is next? Because that is that makes sense to ask, but I want to kind of make a point, and a very bold one, that in life sometimes there's very bad options and a bad options, and it felt like staying there was a very bad option, and I would rather choose this bad option, so to speak, where at least I'm gonna be able to, I'm gonna, get out of this rat race and think about what am I going to do next. I am not rich yet, so we have to do something about business. But at the same time, we gotta do something which is gonna make us money right now. And again, I mean, these things kind of intercollide, right? I mean, business is the thing which is gonna make me money, but I don't know when, these challenges come together. So, ideally, obviously, I do have some things flying around in my mind, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing which I want to underline very, very heavily, that anything else than staying there is a good idea. At least it feels like it is. Because even one of the worst things, worst ideas which you might consider, which is just going out of there and going out of this 9 to 5 and imagine full time just learning because you saved up money, right? Obviously, this is not a 100% good idea, financially at least, because you're gonna run out of money eventually. But I do have this computer science course which I have begun and I can't finish. I do have a lot of fundamental things, right? If you wanna build software products in the future, good products and services, that's how great companies are built, whether you like it or not. You need more or less some knowledge and skills, and you need to acquire them. And acquiring new skills is very painful and it takes time. And I was thinking. I have to learn computer science, slash programming slash whatever you name it. But yeah, if we get into the details, okay, now that we concluded the first part, so what is next? Again, there are, I think, 4 or 5, okay, 3 or 4 maybe things. First of all, the next month of January, we have college, and I cannot promise you anything in that month specifically. I mean, none of the cool stuff. The business, the 9 to 5, finding another 9 to 5, or any of that is probably going to be more or less on pause for at least the month of January, because I'm already gonna have enough garbage that I will have to deal with and mental problems while I'm going to be going through college. Okay, so but yeah, I am going to be 100% free, inshallah, only from months of February. Okay, and obviously, the first and number one thing is full-time business. You know, we are a lot smarter about the things that we're doing now with my co-founder, right? You know, we had maybe, you know, at this point we are having like 2 years of partnership, and more or less, you know, ups and downs, and like, I mean, yeah, I mean, successes and losses, and it feels like we are going the right way finally, and now we're only like, you know, yeah, getting there, so to speak. We are doing content, okay? That's the thing which got us many clients, okay? The content, yeah, is, and why am I saying this is because full-time business now feels a little bit more realistic at the same time, and at the same time we know the things which are required to do that thing, okay? We know the numbers we want to achieve, and we know the numbers of views that we have to achieve to get a certain amount of clients or something like that, and we know the kind of content we want to make. So yeah, now that things are more clear, I think we have a lot bigger chances of succeeding, and maybe, just maybe, you know, I will not have to search for another 9 to 5, inshallah. The second thing is, you know, okay, 33 minutes. I think this is enough for today. I wanted to talk about another part-time online, but I think this is already good enough. You know, I have been saving this topic about me quitting this job and in describing in details how bad this thing is, for this kind of video, which is half an hour, describing in details why am I quitting, because I am not the kind of person who is gonna quit just because he's, you know, just because his finger is aching, or because, you know, the weather outside is cold. Like, let me just show you this weather. I mean, do you see that? You see that snow? It's probably a minus temperature. I don't even know the temperature outside, but I can check it out for you, actually. Yeah, it's -1. It's -1. In -1, snow, you know, I don't give a damn. Like, I mean, if I would have a job and it really, 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 really requires me to go there physically, I would do that. And I have done this thing, and I have been doing this thing for the last 5 months, and nobody can call me a coward, right? I did it, I showed it, I documented it, and here I am. But that, the thing which kind of, I think I had some kind of an epiphany, so to speak. Because I think, guys, we know English, right? I don't know yet, I don't know how, but we have to do something to find something out there. Like, I mean, 500 a month, ladies and gentlemen, 500 a month, and it's still considered a higher salary compared to others. Again, $390 average salary. So I am happy to make $110 more than the average, citizen of this country. And this is not okay. This is not okay. And I know for sure that even low paid jobs somewhere in UK or whatever out there, it can be valued at 1,000 or 1.5 thousand or, heck, $2,000 a month. And, even if you are about to get some sort of a job, obviously my number one advice for you is not to choose and maybe just go for it. And like, even if you live in a third world country, just go try, get it. I mean, like, I am the real example. I spent 5.5 months working in a third world country, night shift, doing something which is not like very, very valuable. Okay, I mean, even if I would have worked as a waiter, like, so try a bunch of shit. I mean, that makes your story glory, right? That makes your glory. I'm sorry, that makes your story, that makes your glory. So go and try it, but at the same time, as an older brother, my advice, try to find something online that is gonna save you a lot of health. If it's going to be daytime, right? Ideally, if you're not gonna have any like specific times that you have to work, but rather maybe a certain amount of calls or a certain amount of like something or a certain feature that you have to make. I don't know, like, depends on the work. There is, yeah, just search it up. You're gonna save a lot of time on commute and money. Okay, I'm spending like maybe $3 every day to get from my 9 to 5 just to get back home. Okay, you're gonna save a lot of money on transport, you're gonna save a lot of money on food, you're gonna save a lot of money as in general. If I would be staying at home, right, I would be just, saving most of my money. Right now I'm spending 100 to $200 sometimes, from the 500 we're making. So this is not good. Obviously this is not good, right? And if I would be able to save 100% of my salary, I mean, wouldn't that be great, right? um, and I am thinking it's either, God forbid, astaghfirullah, uh, if I am going to get back to getting 9 to 5, I am planning, now that alhamdulillah, I have, saved up some money, I can think a little bit more further and a little bit more to the future, so to speak. The most ambitious of my ideas, ambitious, is 9 to 5 coding remote job. Here it is. I said it. I don't know if I'm gonna get a mentor to get a 9 to 5. Okay, there's only 15 minutes left for this day. I have to upload this video. Gonna see you tomorrow.